Okay, hello everybody. Today we're here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in Just Flight's Piper Tomahawk. We have a 73 nautical mile flight from Foxtrot Lima 88 Bob Paul Airport to Sierra Romeo Quebec Sarasota International. We'll be flying VFR and we'll be using the beta version of the AIATC Say Intentions. We'll also be using VOR navigation to get us from point A to point B. Should be an awesome flight, so let's hop into the pilot seat and get started. Alright, we are sitting here in the newly released Piper Tomahawk by Just Flight. This is an awesome aircraft that I owned in X-Plane, and I've been eagerly awaiting it to be released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And just look at the detail. The texture work is unbelievable. Look at the red seats here, the worn carpet. If you look at the yoke, you can see dust in the crevices of the yoke, rubber bands hanging off the left-hand side of it. The panel is just filled with wear and tear. You can see chips taken out of the paint around the gauges on the right here, and tons of text. It's just a work of art. So I love this airplane. It's also got a kneeboard. So if you click on the kneeboard, it's fully functional and you can add your own documents to it. So we're going to use the kneeboard for our checklist and throughout the flight. Alright, first we'll get our battery on. Head over to fuel quantity left, right. They read full. Next we'll check that the alternator warning light is illuminated. It is, and we'll get the battery back off. Now we'll head up here, check that flight controls are free and correct. Go over to the flaps. 1 notch. Check that that went down. It did. 2 notches. Flaps are full. We'll check those during the walkaround. Next, the parking brake. Unset the parking brake. Reset the parking brake. Toggle to the next page, and we are ready for the walkaround. Now the walkaround steps are here on the kneeboard, but they are also dynamic. There's a dynamic walkaround for this aircraft that's built into the EFB. So if we click on Start Walkaround, we can click Next, and it will move us around outside to interact on the walkaround. We can check the ailerons, check that the flaps are secure, check the gas. It shows you how much gas is in the tank. Head over here, we'll get the chocks removed, check the left tire pressure and condition, check the stall horn, remove the tie down, strain the fuel. You can hear that, which is pretty cool, and see if there's any water in it. Remove the pitot cover. There we go. And check the gear strut. We'll move around to the front next, check that the chocks are removed, check the nose wheel tire condition, that looks good, and click on check prop. And it hand props it over 360 degrees, which I would never do for a pre-flight. That's a horrible idea. All that stands between you becoming a fine red mist from the propeller and being alive is a ground wire. Normally in the prop check, I just run my finger over the blade, feeling for nicks and damage. Alright, so front looks good. We'll head around to the right wing and remove the chocks, check the right tire condition. Engine check, we'll check the oil levels, which is pretty cool. We can remove the tie downs over here. We can strain the fuel again, see if there's any water in it. And we can check the gear strut condition. I'm curious how each of these items wears and how that's modeled as I use the plane. We'll check the right aileron moves freely. We'll check that the right flaps are secure. Now we're at the tail. We'll check that the elevator moves freely. We'll check the rudder. Now each of these are animations. You kind of click start and it just does the animation for you. You're not actually moving it with the mouse. Check that all the antennas are still attached and look good. All right, see all 4 of them, and we're back in the airplane. So we'll close up the doors here. Latch that door. Close the pilot door. Latch it. Let's open up the little storm window here to let in some air, and they're not really latched until you go to the overhead here. There we go. Now the doors are locked. Back to the before start checklist. So the parking brake is set. I can see it there. Carb heat. I can see carb heat's off. Fuel selector to desired tank. We'll get it to left, and I like that the little lock pops up to keep you from accidentally turning off the fuel. We'll prime it. 1, 2, 3. Get the throttle cracked. Head down here, get the battery and alternator on. And it doesn't have a step for turning on lights, but I'm going to turn on the strobe so people know we're about to start since there's no beacon. We'll get the fuel pump on. Now we will bring the mixture up. Check that the prop area is clear. It is, except for the ground handling guy that I can't get rid of. Head back down here and crank it over. There we go. RPM's at 1,000. We've got oil pressure. That all looks good. Let's bring up the throttle a little bit. Shoot 4,000. Next we'll lean the mixture for ground operations. After we get the throttle sorted out here. There we go. We'll bring that down a little bit. Alright. We'll get our fuel pump back off. Then we'll bring the flaps down, transponder to standby, turn on the avionics and dial in our frequencies, and then we'll get the weather.
Southwest Florida International Airport information Oscar. 1653 Zulu. Wind 160 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 4900 feet. Scattered at 6000 feet. Temperature 29er. Dew point 19er.
As I dial in the altimeter from the ATIS, I'll open up ForeFlight and take you through the flight brief. So we're departing from Bob Paul, which is a private grass strip. You can see that the weather is 110 at 8 knots, future weather, few at 25,000 feet. Looks like a pretty good VFR day. We've got an east-west grass strip runway at 3,700 feet. On departure, we're going to fly northwest. Our first visual landmark is Tucker's Corner, and we've got a bunch of towers to watch out for. Then we'll overfly the class Delta of Punta Gorda. They have a VOR at 110.2, and we're going to dial that in and use it to navigate directly to Punta Gorda and from it. Our next waypoint is crossing Interstate 75 at VPHRO waypoint. Then we're looking for some lakes and rivers here, which will be easy to spot. We're getting close to Sarasota, which is a Class Charlie. Sarasota has its own VOR, which is on 117.0, so we'll dial that in and use to navigate to it. The current weather, 160 at 7, skies clear. Future weather, few at 6,000. It still looks like a good VFR day. Currently the wind is favoring runway 14, and you can actually see live traffic landing on it. So that's a good indication that 14 is in use. So I've entered a left downwind arrival for runway 14 based on what's currently in use. Of course, ATC can give us something different. Bob Paul traffic, Piper 2432 Golf, back taxi runway 27 for departure, Bob Paul. This is an awesome freeware airport. Check out the video details if you'd like to download it. I'm looking forward to taking off of the grass strip using a soft field takeoff. So we'll test our brakes really quick. They work. You can see we've got a decent crosswind to deal with here. And they've got cones up here, so I actually have to back taxi. Otherwise I'll have to ride over the cones here to my right. So we'll back taxi, then we'll exit the runway and do our run up just off to the side of the end of the runway. Here we go, we got a little space here for a run up. So we'll turn to the run-up checklist, get the mixture to full rich. We'll bring the throttle up to 1800 RPMs. Next we'll do our mag check. Mag left. We got a good drop for mag left. Back up. Mag right. Good drop for mag right. Back up. Carb heat on next. There we go. Good drop for carb heat. Carb heat off. And we'll bring the throttle back down. We're doing a soft field takeoff with obstacle clearance, so we'll check out the checklist for that. We've got 1 notch of flaps, so we'll get that in for the soft field takeoff. And we're going to climb at VX until we clear our obstacles, which is 61 for this aircraft. Up all traffic, Piper 2432 Golf, departing runway 27, straight out departure, climbing 4,500, Bob Paul. Alright, check that we are clear. Clear on our left, clear on our right. Here we go. And because we are taking off on a soft field, we're going to pull the controls back to try to keep the nose wheel up off the ground as much as possible. We're going to keep those controls back, not stop, and accelerate. Got the wind coming from my left here, a little squirrely as we start to build up some speed. And we're going to pop up when we pop up because we got the controls all the way back. And then we're going to try to level off and accelerate in ground effect. Get the nose back down. This is harder in the sim than it is in real life. When we want to reach 61 and we've got the trees coming up. Oh, my life flashed before me. Oh, that was ugly. Alright, starting to stabilize. We almost died there. There we go. We got the flaps back up.
The Fort Deneau Swing Bridge is a historic landmark in the area. It was built in 1926 and is a popular attraction for history enthusiasts and tourists. The bridge is known for its unique swing design, allowing it to pivot horizontally to allow boats to pass through. It's a fascinating piece of engineering and a must-see for anyone interested in local history.
That's an optional, unique Say Intentions feature, which is a tour guide that talks over intercom if you want. Speaking of Say Intentions, just a reminder, this is the beta version of Say Intentions, not the final release production version. If you'd like to try out the beta version, you can. They have a 24-hour free trial, so see the video details for the link.
Albuquerque Center, Piper 6494, Papa with you, 8,500.
Creek offers a peaceful and scenic route for water activities, and it's a great place to enjoy the natural beauty of the area. The launch is a favorite among outdoor adventurers and nature lovers. If you're into water sports, this is definitely a place to check out.
Miami Center, Piper 2432 Golf, VFR request.
Piper 2432 Golf, Miami Center. Go ahead with your VFR request.
Piper 2432 Golf is a Tomahawk PA38 slant alpha, 12 miles northwest of Foxtrot Lima 88 at 4,500. We'd like flight following destination Sarasota, Sierra Romeo, Quebec at 4,500.
Piper 32 Golf Squad 1752 and ident.
1752 and ident, Piper 2432 Golf.
Piper 32 Golf radar contact altimeter 3000.
3000, Piper 2432 Golf.
Flight level 360, climbing. Flight level 300.
Delta 398 contact Jacksonville Center on 134.85. Piper 32 Golf contact Fort Myers approach on 127.05.
Fort Myers approach, Piper 2432 Golf, level 4,500.
Piper 32 Golf, good evening.
Let's talk about the Hunter Kimball Sanctuary. It's a beautiful wildlife sanctuary that's home to a variety of bird species, including herons, egrets, and ibises.
Send them message, flight level 200 at Delta 398.
Delta 2217 contact Oakland Center on 134.15.
Virgin 875, reduce speed to 220 knots for sequencing.
Delta 398, descend and maintain 12,000.
Sarasota Bradenton International Airport Information Lima.
Piper 32 Golf contact Sarasota Tower on 120.1.
Over to tower on 120.1, Piper 2432 Golf.
Piper 32 Golf traffic at your 10 o'clock 2 miles, same altitude type unknown.
Looking for traffic, Piper 32 Golf. Sarasota Tower, Piper 2432 Golf, 12 miles southeast at 4,500 inbound for full stop with information Lima.
Piper 2432 Golf, Sarasota Tower, enter left downwind for runway 14.
Left downwind, runway 14, Piper 32 Golf.
Skyline 422 Alpha Mike, extend upwind, I will call your crosswind.
Extending upwind, awaiting cross.
Skyhawk 505 Alpha Mike, turn left, heading 090, contact departure.
Radar 17 left, Delta 398.
Piper 32 Golf, winds calm, runway 14, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 14, Piper 32 Golf.
Holding short on runway 7. Ready for...
Mooney 33 Lima, welcome to Portland. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Golf, welcome to Sarasota. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Ground on 121.9er, Piper 32 Golf. Sarasota ground, Piper 2432 Golf, clear runway 14 at Delta, taxi to Dolphin Aviation.
Piper 2432 Golf, Sarasota ground, taxi to Dolphin Aviation via Alpha, have a good day.
Taxi to Dolphin via Alpha, Piper 32 Golf, good day.
Golf Sierra Papa, taxi to General Aviation, parking via Echo Alpha uniform.
Alright, that was an awesome flight. I have been dying to get my hands on the Piper Tomahawk ever since getting it in X-Plane. It was my favorite plane in X-Plane, and it is just a blast to fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It was even more awesome to be able to use it with AI ATC. St. Tensions ATC still in beta, but I'm having great fun with the beta version of it. So check it out if you're interested. So I hope you like realistic general aviation content like this. If you do, be sure to click that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, as always, for flying along with me, and stay tuned for further flight adventures.